Hello, everybody, far and wide, and welcome to this forum that looks back in time. Courtesy of Casa D18 Studios, we hope you enjoy what's being called Throwback Thursday. Over the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years to come, we hope that you will enjoy us opening the vaults and archives to look back at some of the most unique content across all of our platforms, whether it's Casa D18 Studios, the Jeff Meacham Network, NoDQ.com, my Simple YouTube channel, The Simple Man's Brand, and of course, FTW Productions, hosted by James Hebert at jhebertside95. It basically is just going to offer you a ton of classic content. So with that being said, buckle up, have fun, take a seat, just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling and enjoy what this Throwback Thursday has in store for you. And again, I hope that you stay tuned for many more that hopefully will come too.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from A Simple Man's Brand.
I mean, I try with the segues at this point. I mean, what's a segue at this point? What's a segue in professional wrestling? Because all we talk about is all things wrestling. Why? Because that's literally what we talk about. And in fact, we're not even 7 days. Well, I guess we are. Excuse me. What is time? I don't know what time is anymore. Why
Okay,
I just
let
talking
me
out?
make it easier for you. We're more like we still have 3 months left of 2023.
And this year keeps getting absolutely insane. You think you know it, you don't. Why do I say this? Because we are now fucking 8 days removed since the last time me and King did this, as we look at all things wrestling primarily in AEW, as they now usher a new era and celebrate a 4th anniversary, but I digress.
They
Hello,
ushered
everybody.
in the rated R era.
Yeah. And I'm sure we got a lot to say about that. As it just started, we already got our first 3 words to take away from it. Fuck you, Christian Cage. Even though that's not what he said, but you might as well say it. Hello,
That's
everybody. Welcome
four
once again to whatever. Who counts? Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to tonight's review impromptu. You know what this is. I am the Simon Noah Foster with the king of ATW, my all elite brother since day 0, King AJ, Anthony, and of course, he is the bearer of all things news. He is our inquirer. He is the guy that raises my anxiety, and I'm sure he plans to do that tonight. He is the element, the bringer, the ushering of chaos. Eric Brown representing the reality entertainment. Please check him out into the Wrestleverse. And again, folks, welcome to the ATW View. Before we get into tonight's wild festivities, I want to give a shout, of course, to the entire W family. Shout, of course, to our queen. One of our 2 queens, because we do have 2 queens. Long may they both reign. Amara Jade, take care across the pond. Where you consider to prove that Jade is worth more than gold. We're proud of you, my friend. Hope to see you soon on our screens in a big promotion. Repro, NWW, WWE, if you choose. AEW, if they go back to Wembley, which they will. But again, hope that you achieve high and far beyond your dreams and expectations. Can't wait to see what's next for you. Shout out to Preacher Man, outside Casey Flynn, who still holds out for Dakota Kai, one day becoming WWE Women's Champion and then advancing WrestleMania. But I digress. Cindy G, I know she had a great time at AEW this past week. Will be ushered in the Radar era at AEW's 4th anniversary. Hope that she had a great time, and please follow her, folks, on Twitter and other social media platforms, Twitch primarily and Instagram, as she continues her stream into journalism, and of course, being ringside correspondent and ring announcer and backstage interviewer at South Bay Championship Wrestling. Very proud of her for that. Our party manager, the Ultra, who I know is taking it easy, broadcaster Joseph Collin. Mikey, appreciate you as always. And again, the entire W family on Force of Lex over in Japan, gaming, wrestling, fighting his way to a better future. God bless him. Arigato. Again, shout out to the entire W family. We are ATW for life. King, good to see you. I can't believe we literally have done more interview impromptus in the span of a month because AEW doesn't rest. But I digress. So here we are once again. And how are you feeling now that we are removed from Wrestle Dream? We have bypassed the 4th anniversary, and we've ushered a new era that is rated R, and I'm sure we're nowhere near the highest of extreme.
Let me just say for the record that AEW's 4 pay-per-view span will never be top. Ever.
Unless they go HBO Max, in which case then they will.
In which they will, December. Just saying, December. We might be looking at December because they did promote that a little bit here on Rampage.
Danhausen. Freaking Danhausen. Well, fair enough. Eric, it's been a moment since we had the prompt too. It's good to see you. We missed you on the last episode. We previewed Wrestle Dream. Now we're going to probably talk about our biggest moments from it too, besides what closed out Seattle. But how you feeling, man? Good to see you.
Life, work, and also today is my grandmama's birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday to your grandma.
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Grandma Brown. God bless her.
No, it's Margot's. Anyways.
Oh,
my mom's dog's name is Margot. Margot Madison Wilson.
Anyway,
Anyway,
be sure not to let her know you just said that.
well, I mean, she's a young pup, and she's also genuine heart. So there you go.
Well, okay, so Edge is in AEW.
Yeah, let's just pause there for a moment and just figure about that. And stay tuned, folks, for me and the Renegade to talk more about that. Yep. The rated R.
This is 2023.
R.
This would be like the Monday Night Wars if they landed Triple H in WCW.
You
no
know,
kidding.
Yeah, I'm about to say, how big? You know, they make Rubik's cubes more than 3x3x3, right? How big has the 2023 professional wrestling bingo card been, as far as marked bingo wise in every direction into oblivion? Now
I'll say, I'll say like
opens at AEW. What the
Well,
fuck?
according to the charts, the whole "You Think You Know Him" is recorded by Beth Phoenix, so maybe we'll see her in All Elite Wrestling soon.
A bit of aspirations there, to say the least.
Plus, if that is the case, then can we have her be the leader, be the Gail Kim of the AEW Women's Division?
For the love of God, can we please?
Also, so found out that some other interesting stories out. Tony Storm has a plan to get revenge.
timeless.
Oh God, you got him started again.
Yes.
What is it?
Tony Storm needs to have an answer for Ruby Riott and Saraya.
Well, yeah, she rolls on her own.
Oh,
So she's
Wait.
getting-
Are you?
I know where he's going with this. I know where he's going with this.
She might call in a collaborator on her project.
I know where he's going with this.
What the hell are you all inciting?
Maria May.
Mariah
I kept thinking
May.
Maria for some reason.
Club Venus forever, but Mariah May is coming to AEW, and she definitely is a star in her own right. But with Tony Storm, actually, I don't know, work with somebody along. Well, I guess he's not Michelle Shaw, so I'm guessing the spotlight's not immediately.
She ain't no quintessential diva. So
Hey, Michelle Shaw, she's a future Knockouts World Champion. Mark my words. I'm just saying. But yeah, so gosh, you just threw out everything there that we're going to talk about. So where should we begin? Considering the last time we did this again, it was literally last week after AEW Wednesday night. We were previewing Wrestle Dream. We were moved from Wrestle Dream. We celebrated the 40th anniversary, and now we're talking about Mariah May. We're talking about HBO Max and AEW pay-per-views. And Adam Copeland now in AEW, and his word, he feels free. So why don't we just go ahead and literally just talk about...
Okay, you all know AEW is going to have Tuesday Night Battle with NXT.
Okay,
let's go ahead.
About it.
We know the tribalists are going to go on Twitter and be like, it's the Adventures Endgame, except way less motivational and no emotions besides rage. Well,
besides rage. What a fitting butt on the end of that.
right.
Yes. But I will add this. Recently, if none of you have heard, TKO put in a filing.
What?
An SEC filing.
Oh yeah. I think you told me this.
Yeah. And finally, after years of denying the painfully obvious, AEW has been officially listed as WWE's competition.
Yeah, it only took them this damn long
And
to
an
realize that.
acquisition.
But here's the thing, though. TKO and Endeavor are willing to accept that AEW's competition, but certain two people are not going to want to admit that AEW is competition.
Well, I'm pretty sure when Vince got told they were going to do this, he went into his room and cried over his billions of blood money dollars.
You realize you just said Vince McMahon and crying the same sentence.
And
well, remember, Vince has cried before, so it's not an unrealistic thing.
But
I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, with now the full-on public admittance, WWE has decided, we're gonna lean into this because guess what they announced for Tuesday for NXT?
Why don't you go ahead and run down that card?
I don't know the card, but I do know who's going to be there.
Go for it.
Paul Heyman.
Dang.
He could be in the corner of Braun Breaker.
Yes. John Cena.
Be in the corner of Carmelo Hayes, which they will face off on NXT Tuesday.
That's one match.
Cody Rhodes.
Which he's scheduled to make a major announcement.
Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Yeah. Let's see. Asuka.
She'll be taking on Roxanne Perez.
The Prodigy versus the Empress.
And did you hear what they recently announced?
Bong!
The Undertaker. Well, they didn't really announce it; they more or less confirmed it. But all but
At
confirmed.
this point, it's a confirmation. I see it a backstage thing because unless the Undertaker literally confronts Joe Gacy and teaches him that
Actually, I have the worst case scenario. That's probably the nuclear option.
Of course, you have the worst case scenario. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing: a certain match is reportedly called off for Crown Jewel,
And that would be
Roman Reigns and John Cena. So, what's the logical option if the Prince gets his way?
Oh,
jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so there is a worst case scenario nuclear option that they might tease Undertaker and Roman Reigns too for Crown Jewel by having him get involved with Paul Heyman if they're on the same show.
But Paul Heyman is going to be in the corner of Braun Breaker, so why would... See, this is what I'm talking about. Why are you sending all your stars
sending the Avengers to WWE for 1 week?
You can't put WWE and Logic in the same sentence, King. Stop trying to make sense of stuff.
I know.
It's going to get worse because apparently WWE Raw that's coming next week is going to promote heavily NXT because, we're not
and also Nick Khan has stated on the record that he wants to make NXT a third brand once again.
It will never be a third brand. It is developmental. It is nil. It is the building block. It is ground zero. It is supposed to be where a W superstar is manufactured. It is where a W superstar is prototyped. It is where they are built, shaped, fine-tuned, and trained. That's why people like Tiffany Stratton, Tony D'Angelo, and at this point, you might as well add now to the names, Jay Cargill, are literally being defined right now in NXT on our screen or behind the scenes. Do you realize how many people at No Mercy are literally only known or built because of NXT? There was 4 people on that card, to my knowledge, that had more actual wrestling experience and more recognition than your white and gold brand, Cindy and JJ. And that was Pete Dunne, Noam Dar, I fucking hate his TikTok group, and freaking Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. Besides that, everybody else not from the main roster was literally presented, manufactured prior only in freaking NXT. And Tiffany Stratton was in the main event.
With Becky Lynch, an Extreme Rules match.
And I'll give credit too. Tiffany Stratton even said she's not.
Tiffany's won me over. Like, I may not watch the white and gold like that because that's not our NXT. But I will give Tiffany credit. She has the potential to become a star in the WWE, and I respect that.
Yeah, Carmelo Hayes is a whole nother one, but even though it's prior,
Melo's on a different level. Man.
The Creed brothers are another one also that should be
Alpha
Academy at this point. Thank you. But I digress.
But yeah, and also, they're probably thinking about bringing Brian Pillman Jr. in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they are. USA Network already announced it on their Twitter that Brian Pillman Jr. is coming in.
Oh, there's been an update. And when I heard this, I was like, I don't believe this, but at the same time, we live in a world where we had Emelina and Veer Mahan. WWE reportedly has no follow-up plans after these vignettes.
Why am I not surprised?
My God.
WWE is about moments. The only thing that has long-term storytelling is something that involves Paul Heyman because he actually has the history and the know-how to create stuff. That's why the bloodline's been going as long as it has, even if it's gone more directions than an 8-way highway and needs to die.
Even though it jumped the shark, but I digress.
It didn't jump the shark. It fucked the shark when Cody Rhodes should have won at WrestleMania 39. I stand by that.
Also, we all know Mustafa Ali was fired because, of course,
budget cuts.
And reportedly, it was last minute. They didn't even know until after it got announced. So,
yep, I heard Sean was mad about that.
And he was supposed to be involved in the North American Championship and potentially win it.
Actually, he was set to win it. Fightful confirmed it.
Jesus.
And
it was like, many more times are you going to continuously screw Ali? Like, WrestleMania was supposed to be his moment, but then he got injured.
Yep.
Then he was supposed to win Money in the Bank, and then you screwed him over with Brock Lesnar because you trick the workers for some reason, even though they're supposedly actors.
Yeah.
Then you put them in Retribution.
Jesus, don't remind me of that.
Then Vince tries to tell him, "Look, kid, you're too polished in the ring. You're too nice. I don't know why that is because I'm an insane asylum nutcase."
Accurate.
Oh, and let's see. Oh, and now he was supposed to win the North American title, only to be told, "Nah, we don't want to give you a moment."
And now Trick Williams has the shortest North American Championship reign in 3 days.
In NXT history, by the way, too, if you want to add that to boot. That's shorter than Giant Gargano, who lost it to the Velveteen Dream.
Yep.
Just saying. Because he lost it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this whole proverbial idea of a Tuesday night war, give me a
Tuesday night battle.
Yeah, give me a fucking break. The fans win. Hell, I'm covering both these shows with JJ Williams on the WWE Media just because I appreciate elements in both. Now, truth be told, I'm diehard for life. AEW, that's my forefront right now of my fandom. There's no denying that. And again, AEW, look, it's called Tuesday, Title Tuesday, Dynamite. Still working.
Still a mouthful for you to say.
Yeah, right. Damn it. We got the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. We got the AEW National Championship on the line. We got Network Championship for the TNT Championship on the line. We got Adam Copeland's in-ring debut. I know we're going to talk about that more verbatim about Copeland and the impact of that. And we also got freaking Powerhouse taking on Chris Jericho, the former AEW first ever world champion. And then you also have Bryan Danielson taking on his first Strickland. That just because a show has a subtitle doesn't mean that every match has to follow suit. Do you guys remember stuff that TNA did that, where every match took place in a steel cage at freaking lockdown?
Oh,
all right. Yeah, don't it was in Ohio.
But Tony Khan gave us basically when you mention all of that, Tony Khan basically gave us another pay-per-view, but it's free on TBS.
It's a mini pay-per-view. I mean,
except you gotta curse our neighbors on the beach all the way in the UK because they get to watch it ad free.
Yeah, the story of our lives. You know what it is.
But as all this has been heating up with WWE and AEW, now we're getting told Ricky Starks is a 75% chance of going to WWE, joining Cody and Jay Cargill. And now there's word that it's now a safe bet that Punk is going back to WWE.
Yeah, because he is in talks as we speak as of 10:24 or 10:25 Central, 11:25 Eastern. He is in talks with WWE.
Guess what came out on WWE tonight on SmackDown?
I don't have Fox.
I don't watch it, so.
Wait, no. Here's the thing.
I try and keep it with some highlights.
So people were saying the references they made about Punk previously were like, oh, they were just conveniences, and maybe you were stretching it to the point that it was that was convincing. Well, guess what Corey Graves said?
What?
What say?
The greatest thing the devil ever did was make you believe he didn't exist.
Yep, he's coming. He's coming.
Well, I mean, it's also not the first time that CM Punk's trolled us, and Corey Graves also trolled us, to be fair. Guys, you got to remember this. Seeing is believing. And until I see it, I'm not going to think otherwise. It's fun to spectate, but don't assume anything just because you read it from a reporter. Because
remember what happened the last time? Here's the thing. This is my theory that AEW and Punk leaked the original contract details to have that come out so they can hype it up. I'm still convinced.
Publicity stunt. It's probably publicity stunt. At the end of the day,
I get the feeling that AEW leaked that contract like as a reference to Ring of Honor when Punk said, hey, let's leak that I'm in negotiations with WWE and I win the RH title and then try to act like I'm going to go and take it with it.
So we'll see if CM Punk shows up in Chicago at Survivor Series. We'll see if Ricky Starks makes an absolute debut, maybe in the Royal Rumble next year, maybe alongside Cody Rhodes or maybe against him. And we'll also see if Mariah May from Stardom, a.k.a. a member of Club Venus, coming off a great 5-star Grand Prix.
However, there is some interesting stories coming out for next year. If you thought the Tribalists going crazy over contracts and whatnot was happening, you should see what happened on Edge's Instagram page. It was terrible.
I don't even acknowledge that shit because at the end of the day, those people.
Well, they're going to go into a huge frenzy because here's the thing: a lot of contracts are set to come up next year between WWE and AEW. Yeah. One is Wardlow.
Yeah,
as expected. Let's see. Another might be MJF unless he signed. let's see. Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre's been one of those on the fence for a long damn time.
Long time.
And guess who also said his contract comes up in 2024?
Oh.
Rebecca and Colby. And
Oh.
Punk.
So if Punk comes in, that's going to basically
And if they don't mend the fence with him, then Rollins might be thinking
Rollins is out the door.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's back and worked over 4 years. So, I mean,
could you imagine? Here's the thing. Imagine if Tyler Black came to AEW and WWE more or less pushed 2 of their big stars away from them just because they did everything they could to piss them off.
At the end of the day, sometimes
morale's going to be very awkward.
At the end of the day, morale is sometimes more important than the biggest fucking paycheck. That's why Jeff Cobb chooses to still be a part of NJPW. I mean,
to be fair, he is getting the New Japan money.
Exactly. And at this point, sometimes, like I said, we talk about only AW or WWE. Let's also look at this industry, guys. There's more options than ever. Ring of Honor, Impact, NJPW, just to name the other key few I think that people would go to first. There's more quantity and quality in the industry.
Also, Sheamus' contract's coming up.
Sheamus, by the way, again, until they get in the Intercontinental Championship, he'll never be fulfilled. The beauty for us fans, we win no matter what, because at the end of the day, you should support the talent, support the growth, development, support the opportunities. The fucking industry is not defined by 3 fucking letters in one damn company or another company that's still on the rise, considering they're only 4 years in the game and they've already accomplished so fucking much. It is not defined by one company, nor should your fandom for your favorite wrestler, superstar, blah, blah, blah term here, if they choose to work more than one company. God bless it. Anyway.
Yeah, so, oh God. When Edge's contract was coming up and he said everything right, and all of a sudden all the tribalists lost their minds. I was just watching the meltdown. It's like, what if this is actually pushing Edge to go to All Elite because he did admit he was going to retire? Heck, I'm half expecting them to start threatening their Edge's daughter, because Edge's daughter was the reason he went to All Elite Wrestling, because
Ruby,
cousin Jay.
Someone tells me that Edge is just going to block his stuff, because at the end of the day, you don't let that break your mentality, and there's a reason why.
In which he shouldn't have had to make a lengthy post like that he did on Twitter the night after
at all.
But instead, you have people who support a company and not the wrestler itself. If you support the wrestler and you're truly a fan of that wrestler, you should support them anywhere that they go. You don't have to show your loyalty to, like you just mentioned, to 3 letters. If you're truly a fan of said wrestler, be a fan of them and go with them on that journey.
Here's the thing.
I keep saying it all the time, and they keep on also bringing it up. Another person's contract that expires in 2024 and also up for renew. Deonna Purrazzo, she goes to WWE. That's her choice. I still support her choices too.
Oh, and Sami Callihan's contract's up, so he's gone.
But Mox is making a heavy push to get Sami Callihan to come to AEW.
Imagine that guy is wrestler or producer. And WWE and AEW, at the end of the day, they need more depth in the actual production part of AEW. Let's be honest.
To be fair, Impact is taking up on that.
What?
Yeah, a few months ago, Impact announced we are upping our production values as we move to Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, that's where they are.
I think they said they're going to settle down now in Las Vegas for a period of time until they go on the road for their live shows, their PLEs, their pay-per-views. And, of course, the next upcoming pay-per-view, as we know, is their biggest pay-per-view of the year, Bound for Glory, and they're already stacking the card. We got Kenta coming in challenging Chris Sabin, for the X-Division Championship. We got Will Ospreay finally taking on Super My Bear that should happen during WrestleMania weekend, but didn't due to injuries. We got the freaking match over a year in the making, rematch making between Josh Alexander and Alex Shelley for the Impact World Championship. You got Mickie James going after the title she never lost against Trinity for the Knockouts World Championship. And you got the Virtuosa tagging alongside Tasha Steelz against MK Ultra, Monster Slammers and Killer Kelly for the Impact Knockouts Championship. If that doesn't scream a pay-per-view right there, I don't know what does at this point.
Yeah, and that sounds awesome and all that. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, but when back on Edge part, like Edge's statement having to come out and say all this, like he knew what was happening the moment he came out that curtain, the moment they showed that feature presentation, which is a Sami Callihan reference as well.
That threw me off. That was brilliant. That threw me off. It's like, wait a minute.
It really did.
I saw the boots and I saw I was like, and then I saw the ropes. I was like, no, fucking.
And then I saw rated R on the road. I was like, oh.
Game on, King.
Yeah, I bet. But here's a clever thing they could do if AEW can get Sami Callihan. What if they actually show the footage of the car still driving and it comes down revealing Sami Callihan?
I mean, to be fair, Darby was the one that did the whole production thing. Even Adam said it.
He wanted to initially be a director.
Man, Darby Allin's got one hell of a gig if he survives Mount Everest next year. Crazy son of a bitch.
Oh my god!
Considering what he put himself on Wrestle Dream, I'm pretty sure he'll be crawling its way up there.
Oh Jesus!
Well, before we start,
but before we get to that, I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah,
during the week, the final week Edge's contract was up, the internet went into a frenzy. Like, many people were like, he's probably going to retire. He's probably going to go
talked about
wrestling,
hang out with
Christian. Yeah. And then before anything could happen, before his contract is even up in WWE, the preemptive disownment began. He's washed up. He's a nostalgic act. He's WWE leftovers. Don't go to WWE. Your neck is suddenly fragile and be a wet noodle and everything. And yada, yada, yada. If you do this will be a betrayal, a stain on your legacy. And I was like, oh my God. He doesn't care about WWE. His loyalty is to Christian Cage.
That's also true as well. But also, I say that to actually care about that type of input just feeds into their ego. At the end of the day, they're just wanting attention. They're foolish.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like this is here's the thing. You want to know where these comments came from initially on Instagram? Here's the thing. This was during a charity donation for Sammy for Syria thing over Edge's final ring gear, and I was like, "Oh God, this is Bryan Danielson planning a tree with his daughter all over again." Except that involved death.
At the end of the day, people will try and turn anything good into something evil.
Yeah, and guess what Adam Copeland, it's gonna be hard. King used to call him Adam Copeland. I'm still calling him Edge just because.
It's still gonna be kind of hard.
I still do.
But people were surprised that he got to keep the Rated R Superstar trademark. Actually, WWE dropped that trademark attempt back in 2020, so it's been public domain pretty much for Edge to take over.
Yep.
There you go. See, he has full rights to it, and I don't blame him. It's a career.
And Edge decided to trademark some words. One of them being cope.
There you go.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Edge sticks around longer than a year, he's gonna turn heel, and he's just gonna be off the wall and say, "Cope, see then maul."
That look.
I mean, he did stay on Dynamite. He said, I plan on being here for the 8-year anniversary, 12-year anniversary. He even said it himself. He's going to be sticking around for a long while.
He says that AEW pretty much will be his retirement. You figure about right now, he's on this singles run. You know the end game for him is
but here's the thing. People are finding this so surreal to see Adam Copeland, Edge, and Christian being relevant stars in 2023, and it's not in the WWE. The fact that careers are ending outside of WWE is a miracle for people.
It goes to show that WWE is not the only thing that is end all be all need all in the industry. There are more opportunities in other places like AEW, like Impact, like Ring of Honor, like NJPW, and who knows what else this industry might bring us as we go into 2024. We list off a ton of names with a possible expectation of they could be here, they could resign, they could show up here. Let's just go back through them briefly and really put a bow on this opening topic of the industry and the competitors' choices. We talked about Mariah May. We talked about Deonna Purrazzo. We talked about Wardlow. We talked about Ricky Starks. We talked about Drew McIntyre. You talked about Sami Callihan that right now is free man. Also, I might as well just say he is in limbo. That's just a few names. There's another big name right now that wouldn't surprise me that's on Tony Khan's radar, and he's Pro Wrestling Noah, or it seems like it's Pro Wrestling Noah for life, and he's no longer going to be part of that company. Kazuhiko Nakajima, former GHC heavyweight champion. Will Ospreay's contract expires up after Wrestle Kingdom next year in February. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. 2024 is going to reshape the landscape of the industry as we know it. And as fans of the business, we should be along for the ride and support them in their choices and hope the best for wherever they go and whatever company they pursue.
Also, here's the thing. If Punk actually goes to WWE, I think Cody's going to be like, I'm never finishing the story, am I? Because
he's already not finishing the story as it is, because what's been planned now is Brock, Roman, WrestleMania 40. That is now written in pencil.
Here's the thing. I've been annoyed with this. Let me just get on this. I have been annoyed with this concept. Roman won't work 2 nights. Okay, how do you know? He's a part-timer. So is technically half of New Japan, since the world champ doesn't work all the time and he worked both nights.
Right.
So why doesn't Roman work both nights? If you're telling me Roman has accumulated that much power where if they told him, can you work both nights? And he said no, I would have been like, oh, dear God, you're going to create a Hogan situation.
Well, no,
like, who can do Cody versus Roman and Roman versus Rock on both nights?
Speaking of Cody, as we know, he might become a tag team champion once again, but this time alongside Jey Uso. Take a look at this, fam.
Oh, yeah, speaking of that, Cody and Jey Uso are on SmackDown.
Brand split, LOL. I know.
Oh, yeah, what is that?
It's actually much worse than you think. The Judgment Day has announced we are now in alliance with the Bloodline. So we got Jay and Jimmy interacting again already.
Oh,
like I said, they dropped the ball at WrestleMania. They dropped the ball at SummerSlam. And I'll say it here. Jimmy Uso comes off as a hypocrite. He pulled the boot super kick at Night of Champions, saying that you should have did this a long time ago. He was not man enough to do it. The following PLE at Money in the Bank, Jey Uso pinned Roman Reigns again. And then after that, Jey Uso went on to brighter, bigger things to point that he was the main event of the SummerSlam that I went live to see. And if Legacy wasn't going to beat Roman, Family should have. Blood for blood. In what was the most underbooked, lame-brained SummerSlam main event in history with a lame-ass Control-C, Control-V finish from Clash of the Castle last year.
And
Why
WrestleMania.
Jimmy... Don't give her my star on that shit. Jimmy basically said, I did this for you. No, he did it for himself. And now he's desperate, he's jealous, he's envious. Because why? Jey Uso is now in a tag team scenario again on Monday Night Raw from main event to possibly opening match. His brother Jimmy isn't doing much better, even if he is tagging alongside Solo, taking on John Cena and LA Knight, who will beat them, I guarantee you. And at this point, Jimmy Uso is just a guy trying to find his spot. Why Jay has risen to his spot. And Jimmy doesn't want to see him surpass that. That's what this comes off as. Jimmy Uso is a jealous, envious hypocrite of a brother and deserves every form of punishment and payback he has coming to him, whether it's Roman or Jay. There, I said it.
I just find it funny how that he inserted himself back into the bloodline, like without Roman even being there.
Well,
I just find that funny.
On that, we're finally going to hopefully get progress on that. Probably not, but probably next week as he returns.
After the fallout, that is WWE Fastlane. And for those that don't know, Fastlane will be covered by me and Jay, the WWE Multiverse Media, As I said, we have the tag team championships on the line. The LWO, some other member not on this graphic, will take on the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley.
Update on that. Rey Mysterio said he has to make a call because his buddies got hurt by the Hurt Business. So,
I wonder who he's going to call.
Well, considering I know
he's
who's in
spitting
NXT.
the face of people who don't want to be cool.
That's exactly also what I was thinking too. We're once again going back to the well with this last man standing. I have a feeling it's going to end the same way AJ Styles did in Money in the Bank 2000 and
Low blow
17. The dreaded low blow without Tom Hannigan on the call. We have, guys, she's back in the picture. We have Io Sky defending the WWE Women's Championship and Triple Threat. Yep, that's Charlotte Flair. And then, like I said, we have the inevitable John Cena from a Reigns match being set for Crown Jewel for this. And hopefully LA Knight is the one that gets the pin because LA Knight needs to go over. Yeah.
Well, two things. One, LA Knight is rumored to be scheduled to fight Roman Reigns down the road, which I was like, then what do we do after?
His momentum dies.
We could give him the US title. It's garbage. The US title is garbage at this point for people. After that lengthy Austin Theory run, and no one really knows what they're doing with Rey Mysterio.
The only mid-card title that matters, the Intercontinental Championship.
Here's the thing. Rey Mysterio is the current U.S. champion. He lost to Bobby Lashley clean and no title change from what I've heard. Also, number two, I just wanted to point this out. Everyone expect your upcoming SmackDown next week with Roman Reigns to ultimately suck. You want to know why?
Why?
Do tell.
It's Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's right. Superstition. And maybe Chuck will make an appearance. Who knows? Anyway.
No. That's NXT.
Oh, don't get us started on that.
God. Again. You should have beat that doll like he beat the damn duck like his father did in WCW.
Well, to be fair, there is some good news. Halloween Havoc is set to return. Yay. And it's going to be, and NXT is on a Halloween night.
So they're doing it back-to-back weeks as I learn. I'm going to say this real quick before we go back into our subchannels of AEW. I will give credit where credit's due because I'm not that type of person. Like I said, this is not my NXT. Damn it. But it is better than what it used to be, but I digress. And I know that's still a low bar.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Because no one understands the concept of let's plan this ahead, NXT is announcing, okay, we're going to have Halloween Havoc on the 24th.
And the 31st. It's back-to-back.
Yes, and when I first heard it was the 24th, I was like, how the F do you F this up so badly?
Overbooked content. I mean, they got Larry Valkyrie and Becky Lynch, which I'm looking very forward to. And I will say this. I have not given a shit about the white and gold era of NXT. Then either Dragunov or Camilla Hayes have it at No Mercy. You finally did something.
By the way, Dragunov, I got an update on him. Apparently, he was originally set to be called up for the main roster earlier this year.
As if Shawn Michaels didn't lose enough with Indy Hartwell, who's doing jack shit.
Look. Allow me to go into a heavy subject here, but look, Dragunov is in a good place. It's a lot better than where it was originally rumored to be at.
Exactly. And that's why I'm not gonna blast. I'm not gonna blast JJ and Cindy's NXT. They care about
not that.
I
said Dragunov was actually supposedly going to be in a worse place last year.
Oh, well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because,
it was during when he was in NXT UK and he was that UK champion, which they just threw away because
he got injured and then they closed the brand down.
Oh, no. Remember I told you there was rumors, there was an unverified rumor going around that they were hey, Dragunov, he's Russian, right? Let's just put the information on him and strip him of the title because that makes sense.
That fucking politically incorrect shit that splits the world as we know it that I could give two shits less about. If the world was defined by political accuracy, the world would already be collapsed worse than it is right now in this internet wrestling community. There I said, thank you and good night. God bless you.
Also, funny story about Randy Orton came out because Randy Orton has lost his mind. More so.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay, do any of you play Elden Ring or at least play any Souls game or have experience with it?
No, I protect my mentality. I don't play boss rush games like that for a reason.
Nope, I don't either.
Well, because Randy Orton apparently is operating under the Shawn Michaels level of intellect when it comes to computers.
Oh, like this?
Yes, because guess what Randy Orton did? He actually probably topped Shawn Michaels on that department, which is saying a lot. He did this. Okay, look. A game my ass kicked in Elden Ring. The NPCs are so difficult. Could you help me level up my character? Oh yeah, sure. It's a simple console commands, cheat code. No. Like, could you legitimately level up my character? I will give you $1,000.
Yeah, it sounds like me in high school when people wanted to pay me to do their homework, and I never did it. So I mean, you can take the laser route. Take a cheat code any way you can without.
Randy Orton ended up paying $1,000 to someone to level up his Elden Ring character instead of just getting a mod, because that would have been asking too much. Oh, also 1PW is going for liquidation. It's going out of business.
Oh, dang.
So tragic on that front. And last but not least, Mercedes Moné says she's open to attending Full Gear and she's no longer in her brace.
Yep, I was on her Instagram live when she did that. Yep, I seen it clear as day that she was not in a boot.
Yep. She's closer to that notable match she wants to do with Saraya on the grander stage, I think. And I think that's why Saraya right now is the AEW Women's World Champion for a longer haul, and why they had that picture with her in the Wembley Stadium here in the first place. And as we know, of AEW Full Gear, we got our main event already. Are we going to usher in a new era before the big war of 2024 without him having that bidding chip? As Switchblade Jay White looks to become the AEW World Champion now at the expense of MJF. This might be the most counterintuitive counterpunch match in AEW history, and that says a lot.
Yes.
I'm all in for it. I can't wait to call this shit. I'm a little jealous again that my friend Datsulla's going to be there live. Hope she has a great time. That being said, talking about women, let's talk about women's wrestling for a little bit. So we're talking about the women's division in AEW. I say it all the time. They have the potential, but there's not enough depth because Tony Khan doesn't book it enough for us to recognize it. We talk about Impact being the leaders of the likes of Gail Kim and Scott D'Amore and the depth.
Actually, no, you might find this offensive, but I'm going to say it anyways. I've been hearing comments that Impact's Knockouts division has a rival now.
Really?
Well, and guess who it is?
Who?
The originally sexually charged NXT.
I have actually said that, and that this NXT has the potential than both the Raw and SmackDown women's divisions combined, especially with Nia Botch back. That being said, they got the Breakout Women's 20. They're literally trying to create superstars from female athletes. They're giving them a chance to try and shine. And as we just talked about Tiffany Stratton literally growing out of this NXT does have great potential. But at the end of the day, you're still at the mercy of WWE booking, which is still heavily underwhelming. Well, but I digress.
We also have Jade Cargill coming in, which is going to be awesome.
Which she will be at Fastlane, rumored to be tomorrow in Indianapolis.
And she's also rumored to join the Raw Women's Division.
Which is weird because there's not a Raw Women's Championship match booked for this show. Yeah, you remember Rhea Ripley has a title? Yeah, I remember that too. Whatever happened to her defending it?
No. They're saving that for Nia and Rhea Ripley probably because we had to risk killing Rhea, but that's a different matter.
Well, I mean, is it really a different matter?
I'm just going to say, look, if you're going to push Jade Cargill and show the AEW talent that want to be like, should we go to WWE when her contracts expire? Then you got to push her. You got to push her right. You got to push her strong. And I'm going to be honest. I can see her doing a special match at WrestleMania next year. Not a title match. I think that would be a little too soon.
Agreed.
She should definitely have just a normal 1v1 match with Bianca.
You think Bianca should be her first?
No, she'll be her WrestleMania opponent. But also, I've been advocating since she likes to dress up as Storm that she should dress up as the latest Storm outfit that Storm's wearing in the comics.
I guarantee you they would do that for WrestleMania. I guarantee you they will do that for WrestleMania and not beforehand. Because she has all the tools, she has the passion, she has the hunger. She's even been on interviews about it. And Tony Khan made a very lucrative offer. At the end of the day, Jade Cargill wanted to go where the best
Okay. You probably don't know what I'm going to mention here, but no. Remember when we were in our Elite Wrestling group?
Oh God, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and King, here's the thing. We were very, 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 very depressed.
I was not. I was trying to keep it.
No. Some might say we were depressed because we spent like 6 to 9 hours working on a retrospective talking about all of 2010's wrestling.
I still can't believe we did that. We're crazy.
Yeah. And do you remember our old buddy from the group, Realist?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he's still around. He's back on Twitter.
Oh, well, as long as he's protecting his mentality, good for him.
He's protecting his mentality all right. He's been doing parody accounts of wrestlers and did one for Jay Cargill when she signed, and guess what he wrote, and guess what happened? The internet lost it over that. Guess what Realist wrote?
What did he write?
Sign on the dotted line, official. I know you probably won't care about me until I win a title, so wait for me then, Miss Charlotte Flair, tagging her. Who else wants to share the spotlight with me? Rhea? My announcement is already more relevant than her title reign.
Accurate.
And guess what happened? Oh, God. So many people were thinking this was legitimately Jay Cargill saying this. Like, there were people on TikTok.
It sounds like Jade. It would sound like something Jade would say. She is that bitch.
Yep.
Just saying. Yeah, so at the end of the day, how do you first present Jade is the real question.
I say we just, well, to be fair, she might be allowed to keep her entrance theme because it actually is not by Mikey Ruckus or AEW, so she might keep that.
That's
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Def Rebel, I mean, again, Def Rebel's have enough fuck up music as it is. It's like 5 tracks that actually recognize a superstar with, so...
Right, and the rest of them are just, ugh.
Oh, did you hear about Jimmy Uso's new theme song?
Yeah, it sounds like Roman, but it's remixed.
Calling he was born a king and everything, and I was like, oh god, that.
Yeah, this is what you can hear. You can hear the do. You can hear the Roman intro in there.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
My statements.
Yeah, I'm curious to know why would Roman approve of that song, considering he's the head of the table, and now Jimmy Uso saying, "I'm the king."
Again, King. Roman has not been involved since Jimmy Uso usurped himself in the bloodline. I'm just saying.
Yep.
And I'm over the bloodline at this point. They fucked it up when they didn't give Cody Rhodes the title and tried to end Roman Reigns in
or
the boat Godfather style.
Really anyone.
With the gun to the head.
Really anyone who was in that storyline, really.
Well, anyway, back to women's wrestling, damn it. Who gives a fuck about the bloodline? Back to women's wrestling, again. This NXT has potential. Let's break out Torney and that Kalana chick. She had the kickoff match with Blair. Got some athleticism. I like that WWE tries from the ground up from the beginning, but it's the longer term that's the problem. WWE can create moments, but can they capitalize on them and maintain them for the most part? 8 out of 10, the answer is no. But so far, this women's division NXT seems to be trying to in the highest degree. That's weird to say, but that's basically what it comes down to this point. I mean, Thea Hale's got a character metamorphosis now working alongside JC Jane. And everyone's like, oh, God, Thea Hale grew up. Folks, she's fucking 21 years old. Get over yourselves.
Right? Like, man.
God.
Oh, by the way, King. There was something I wanted to mention when we were talking about finishing the story. You want to know something? A lot of people jokingly said this because they were like, holy crap, we're at this point now. Do you want to know who also got to have their story finished before Cody Rhodes and the Rhodes family?
Justin?
No. It's actually depressing when you think about it.
You've got to get off this depression train, bro, and get a 3 better positivity.
They solved the murder of Tupac Shakur.
Oh, yeah, Keefe D. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, God, this is going to cause the... They finished that story. Cody. When? Okay.
That's the reason why it's a TikTok meme. TikTok, still, I say, one of the worst things.
Even Cody said it himself. He hates it, but hey, I mean, that's what happens when WWE booking gets the best of you.
At the end of the day, I say all the time, you are at the mercy of this industry. One thing and one thing only more than anything else, especially in WWE. Booking. And I just gave myself a crick in the neck saying that. And again, Impact Wrestling, they're booking again with the women's divisions on point. Killer Kelly and MK Ultra, Monster Slimovics will defend the titles at Bound for Glory. We got Deonna Purrazzo and Tasha Steelz. We got Mickey James and Trinity. You know you're going to have some capacity. Alicia Edwards. You got at least Kylan King, Jody Fred, Jordan Grace involved in the Call Your Shot gauntlet. Just saying.
Yeah, and with all this stuff going on with the women's wrestling, it's like, oh man, can't like I want Tony Khan to just give them more time on AEW. Like on Ring of Honor, he lets them.
And Collision and Rampage just now.
Like, from what I've heard, apparently Tony does this because he's more ratings driven than actually fun driven.
Well, at the end of the day, people do say he's that more like a boss and focus more on business. So.
No, not like that. It's like he's like, this is basically what he is essentially admitting. Okay, so you guys all go ahead and give big numbers, especially you, MJF. You're looking good. Women, your ranks kept tanking. So, and logically, I don't want to come off like I'm a sexist hypocrite. So we're gonna have to cut your time in half and maybe do a promo segment once or twice, but mostly your matches will be less than 10 minutes. Unless we do something big, in which case, then we'll go guns to the wall. But if you want to come to Ring of Honor, that's where most of the women's wrestling's at.
It's that mentality that proves again that men do not know how to treat women. Well, I'm not trying to.
Like Triple H did in
yeah,
NXT.
Yeah, keyword NXT. How's Monday Night Raw doing? I'll wait.
Let me see. I'll actually check.
Oh God!
Oh. No, you should have said that. You never.
Fuck!
You never should have said that.
I broke Eric again. That's fucking great. As I was saying, again, Impact knows how to do it right. Stardom knows how to do it right globally. They've done it right for 11 years. And
okay, there was one women's match because Becky Lynch had to be called off of her show because she was injured and therefore couldn't work with Tegan Nox like she demanded. Tegan Nox instead had to fight Chelsea Green with Piper Niven, and that lasted 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
2 minutes and 5 seconds.
On a 3-hour show, just saying.
Yeah. Though, to be fair, we had to sacrifice that in order to get Volta and Tommaso Ciampa by 22 minutes of wrestling, even though that was originally set for Fastlane, and they just changed it at the last second.
Raw doesn't know what to do with themselves at this point. Raw's just there, all right? Raw has been fucked up since it went to 3 hours, and I stand by it.
Meanwhile, there was a women's triple threat match on NXT where it lasted for nearly 12 minutes. It was for the number one contendership for the women's title. Oh, well, according to the logical here, there was yet another women's match that was 5 minutes long, and there was yet, let's see if I'm correct.
Yes, every women's match this week.
Yes. There was a third women's match on NXT that was 4 minutes and 10 seconds long, and I was like, you had 3 women's matches on a 2-hour show, and Raw could not afford 10 minutes on a 3-hour show. That is depressing. Depress the audience.
Go ahead and talk about AEW.
Oh, AEW, let me check. AEW had, let's see. Oh, they had Tony Storm and Sky Blue be the main event.
Timeless!
Oh, fucking hell. I was like, darn it.
For a good less than 7 minutes.
Still triple the time of Monday Night Raw. Just saying. Continue.
Yeah, which is basically saying how far are you not up on the gutter?
Oh God! And then
there was the tag team match with Hikaru Shida, Chris Statlander, Maria Shafir, and Nyla Rose without Vicky Guerrero because she got canceled.
Damn.
Yeah.
On Rampage, so that's there.
Yeah.
Let me see if the SmackDown one has come up yet.
SmackDown. And the Impact Wrestling freaking had the women's tag team, the women's opener, the women at 10 team match. So the women are over the board.
Oh, you want to talk about the women's wrestling? Let's see. According to the opening match, Tasha Steelz versus Killer Kelly was 8 minutes and 37 seconds.
Hello, Impact. Great job. And that's not even counting BTI with Savannah Evans and friggin' Jessica. Oh,
She's sick.
And then it was the mixed tag team match that had women and men involved, and that was 10 minutes and 19 seconds.
I want to say it again. Impact knows how to book women's wrestling. Thank you, Gail Kim. That's why they are the leaders of the industry. And then Ring of Honor, again, it's one of those things where, again, though, it's also studio, still wrestling at the end of the day. It's streaming, no advertising. And like you said, I mean, we talked about legit Layla Hirsch versus Athena, Billy Starks versus friggin' Trish Adora, Allison Kay versus Mercedes Martinez. Just saying. And I have a heavy feeling that Maria Kanellis is a huge influence in all of that. I'm just going to put it out there right now.
First lady for a reason.
Speaking of ladies, congratulations again to Athena. 300 days now as the longest reigning, most dominant Ring of Honor Women's World Champion in Ring of Honor history of a record at 40-0. If Billy Starks isn't being molded to be the minion or the competitor, and the youngest competitor ever signed AEW, by the way, to freaking take the title off her, I don't think there's nobody on the planet right now that can. At least not here in the Western Front.
Yeah.
And then Stardom, don't get me started on Stardom. You kidding me? You got Julia, who's of course going to be over here defending her title against High End. She's got to defend her freaking championship, trio championships against the former Megan Bain, Megasis, and freaking Micah of her own faction, and Suzuki in a 6-woman action. Then you got freaking Tam Nakano, the Royal Style champion. She's got to defend her title at Dream Kingdom this year against the crazy girl Suzuki, who won the 5-star Grand Prix. I was holding out so hard for Micah. My God, incredible match. And by the way, I want to wish Utami Hayashita and Natsupoi get well soon. They're both out on injury.
So I got the result from SmackDown. So Rhea Ripley had a confrontation segment with Paul Heyman where she told Paul Heyman to tell Roman Reigns, acknowledge me, which will build to absolutely nothing because there's no intergender wrestling in WWE unless it's for shock value. Yeah. Well, there is also good news. Damage Control, aka Bayley and Io Sky, took on Asuka and Charlotte Flair. The Coexist team, can they and whatnot? Well, because it's obviously Charlotte Flair, aka built-in cheat codes, they got 13 minutes and 20 seconds in their tag team match.
Let's be honest, if Charlotte Flair wasn't a part of that, they would not have gotten that.
I was going to say Android 13, but that's much better.
Well, it is what it is at the end of the day. And again, you can't have Charlotte Flair and WWE about title next to her name at some point.
You can't have Charlotte Flair.
Poor Ashley, a victim of WWE Oblivion booking.
Oh, you should talk to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They've been stuck with tag teaming against Judgment Day for like months.
Never ending story. Anyway. Speaking of women's wrestling, why don't we go ahead and briefly talk about wrestling and talk about this match here? We talk about potential, we talk about growth. Let's talk about characters. I would argue to say 2 or 3 of the strongest characters right now in the industry built organically, just because Christian Cage as a freaking heel, you got a freaking metamorphosis with your girl, and I would dare say the strongest built character in AEW last year, Julia Hart. Again, I thought Julia Hart was going to be the one to beat Chris Statlander. Came super close, but didn't do it. But we've seen lately 2 other originals, Sky Blue, Little Nightingale. This is being Spray in the Mist, a newer, darker persona, darker attitude developing. And I feel like even though Julia Hart's on her engagement, congratulations to her. And
I was going to say they're not going to be she and her.
Could we get maybe a 3-woman power trip for Collision influenced by Brody King with Julia Hart leading? Is this a proverbial House of Black led by Julia Hart?
I mean, like it could work.
It could be. Like we talked about, it could be.
I think
like
it's
some
an
are
interesting
arguing
idea.
they don't want to see Sky Blue or Will and Nightingale turn heel after being so over as faces.
That's
they are so mega over. So mega over.
They are beyond love. Well, Sky Blue's love for different reasons by certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to go into that
please.
because I'm pretty sure King had a meltdown when he saw that.
Wait, saw what?
We know what.
What? What? What?
We don't talk, Eric. We don't talk about this.
What?
No, we don't talk about this. No, we are not talking about this.
All right. I respect my family. We'll just leave that behind closed doors. Okay. But yeah, let's go ahead and briefly talk about to change.
King basically has his own Yay Alley moment.
There it is. There it is. You just had to say.
Finally, not just me. Finally.
You just had to say it, didn't you? You just had to say it.
He is the agent of chaos. I guess I'm not the only one at the blunt of it. Oh, thank goodness. Finally, someone else besides me. Took it long fucking enough. All right, let's go ahead and briefly talk about, again, Wrestle Dreams, since we are talking about that match.
Oh, speaking of Wrestle Dreams, now that leads to a question. What if they actually did do Allie versus Tony Storm? What would you two do?
I am a man of unbiased nature in his wrestling commentary for the WWE.
There's a possibility that your Yay Alley chance could be on Being the Elite, thanks to Cindy. So
yeah, so if you don't catch it, I'll catch it and I'll send it in the group.
Fuck you both. Look, it's not the first time that the Bunny faced Tony Storm. Well, not this would be the different Tony Storm, but now moving on to Wrestle Dream because they're kind of a nightmare. So Wrestle Dream hit differently. Broke me. Wrestle Dream hit differently, in my opinion, versus all the other pay-per-views that we spent $50 on this year. By I mean me, at least. I don't know if the King and Eric.
I have.
Very bold.
So we were back on women's wrestling. I looked on Ring of Honor. Let's see. Athena fought legit Layla Hirsch for 12 minutes and 13 seconds for the women's title.
Yeah.
Good bout it was.
Best match of the week.
Kiera Hogan teamed up with Sky Blue and Real Nightingale to defeat Lady Frost and the Renegades. And that lasted for nearly 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And Billy Starks took on Trish for 4 minutes and 6 seconds.
And no strangers to each other. I'm sure Athena didn't approve of Billy Starks. Honorable.
And she's probably still saying to Billy, "You still suck." Continue.
So basically, more or less, Impact, the Ring of Honor, and NXT, which is surprising, are the top women's promotions at right now
on the Western Front. Yeah, it's a hard argument. I absolutely agree. I even said NXT, JJ's NXT, Sydney's NXT has a ton of potential in the women's division. WWE don't fuck up their booking. But if they're going to become a third brand, I can already see the writing on the wall very soon. Anyway, but yeah. So, what's everyone's thoughts on Wrestle Dream? Again, it was a very unique pay-per-view that honored Antonio Inoki 1 year to the day of his passing, and of course, we honored 1 year to the day the tag team rival with FTR and Aussie Open. We saw Chris Statlander and Julia Hart put up and show out their tremendous growth, how they showed that they are more than they have been before. Julia Hart continues to rise to potential, but Chris Statlander continues to be where it's at. We saw an instant classic, dare I say, probably the best technical match I've ever seen, despite the fact it was not a technical win, between Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. We saw Swerve succeed in his house and defy the Hangman, barely taking his fucking arm in the process. And we also saw Christian Cage once again instigate not only Nick Wayne's mom, but Nick Wayne himself, and influence him to turn his back on his mentor, Darby Allin. And then the era officially ended and usher in with Adam Copeland. So just briefly, and MJF defied the odds, and Divine Intervention was his tag team partner.
Yeah, he did.
Defended the freaking Rev Hour Tag Team Championships. The Don Callis family succeeded against the Golden Jets and Kota Ibushi, and Eddie Keys and Katsuyori Shibata demonstrated what Untogi believed: strong style. And that was the most Japanese professional wrestling match on this card. So, just briefly, what is both of y'all's thoughts with this Wrestle Dream? Did it stood out to you?
I thought it was pretty good, but I will say this: 2 things. One, Kota Ibushi confirmed, yes, I'm still dealing messed up with my shoulder and everything for the past year, so that's why I have been working the weird way I've been working.
Yeah, he did. Well, I mean, he did.
Yeah, I did notice that in that 6-man tag. I did notice that.
Until
Yeah,
he
so
heart
everyone who was
Sammy
saying
Guevara.
Coda is not wrestling like Coda, it's like there's your answer. He's still dealing with the arm.
He's
I'm about to
still
say
dealing with
Kota
injuries.
Ibushi is a unique wrestler in general, and even with
No,
But it
no,
was-
he's trying to be like Kenny Omega. Look, I know I butchered my arm, cut off my legs, got cut off with a pizza cutter, but I can still go. I'll just take stem cell research.
I mean, yeah, look at Will Ospreay's back in that match. You can tell he was doing
Jesus.
stem cell treatment.
Considering he's coming off about success defending the title against Shota Tsuji and will defend that title against Zack Sabre Jr. at Repro and will be at Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory, finally taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. Yeah, the guy's got no breaks.
Well, did you all watch the media scrum after the show?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say Darby Allin had to go to the hospital after his conference, and
Yeah,
that
I'm
says,
not surprised.
then in
Did
the
you
morning,
see the bumps he was taking?
Yes, I saw. But this is what he basically said. Okay, look, I know my arm's probably messed up, but after the hospital, do you think I can check out in the morning because I gotta meet this guy to help with Mount Everest?
Just like his tattoo says, or well, part of that word, that whatever on his body, relentless. That's exactly who he is, relentless.
I thought he was dead after Christian Cage threw him against the front of the steel ring step.
Yeah, I thought he was
I
too.
just want to bring this up. I want to bring this up about Christian Cage and the whole father joke.
God.
Father, oh, that is America's father right there, father of the year. Give him a trophy.
Cage, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's blasphemy against fathers.
Here's something they're probably gonna do, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went with this all the way.
Wait, are you talking about that pre-show of where they were doing
not that.
tribute?
No,
okay.
I saw that coming. I saw that. That was fun.
Kinda
The grandsons of Antonio.
Here's the thing.
And then Chris is just looking.
Yeah, but guess what?
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 Adam never met his father.
Oh God! Oh no!
Reached the new low of darkness.
Oh, this feud is going to get personal. It's going to get nasty, and it's going to get rare.
I can honestly see him and Edge and Adam being in the split screen interview and doing what Seth Rollins did to Matt Riddle, where he eviscerated him.
Yeah.
And then Christian just low key just slides that in there after the interview's over. He just slides that in there.
No, you want to know what I'm expecting Christian to say?
What?
Let's talk about your father. Oh wait, that's right. Your father walked down you and your mother, and you never seen his bitch ass.
God!
How's everyone's father? The fact that Christian Cage seems to stay in this character 24/7 is beyond tremendous. He is one of the best.
Or that he honestly got the best of Brian Alvarez. Like, oh great, I get to talk to another Mark. Oh, this is fun. Go ahead. I was like, oh, so you're going at Brian Alvarez like that? Did you get a star? Did you wrestle? Huh? Was you a wrestler?
Well, I wrestled.
Did you get a star?
Dad.
Did you get a star? Huh? Did you get a star?
I didn't exist yet.
I'd say, Brian Alvarez literally just recently interviewed Billy Starks.
I'm waiting for it. Give me Christian Cage versus MJF.
It's got to happen. But did you all expect to see MJF confronted by Switchblade Jay White?
I did not see that coming at all, to be honest with you. Like, as soon as I heard the ching, I was like, oh. Like JR once says, business is about to pick up.
The whole thing about Adam Cole getting injured, I think, has totally turned the AEW Championship program into a tailspin because it's no doubt the Kingdom, they are literally being built to become the Ring of Honor
And speaking of that, what's up with Matt Taven petting that giraffe in that feng shui little segment? He hit with her petting the giraffe.
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, there's something I want to bring up. You want to know, they have an opportunity here. AEW has a massive, unique opportunity.
What do you mean?
Explain.
Okay, they've been filming skits with Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, injured and, depressed.
Adam!
Okay.
Well, you want to know what they can do eventually?
What?
They can basically do this. Adam! Strong! And then the camera pans out to reveal Kyle O'Reilly in bed. Since he's still injured.
Am I laughing at this?
Because it's so good, it's undisputed. Oh, I miss Kyle O'Reilly.
Imagine this, like Roderick saying, Adam! Adam Cole is saying, strong! And then Kyle just says, Undisputed.
Or he just said, "Shut up." Oh God.
I miss KOR.
We're just waiting for
And
those
then,
three to
and then,
come
and then
together.
the Kingdom members just come in and be like, "Wasn't there a fish guy with you?" Oh, he quit. Oh,
This might be
Was-
this might be a summit that gives BTE a run for their money.
and speaking
Good.
of comedy, guess what? Apparently, there were plans at one point to have Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle be a tag team.
Oh
Yeah, I remember
Jesus,
that.
not that.
I remember that got dropped, but again, the
Did you
Nightmare-
hear the
Mick,
name at least?
Did you hear the name?
No.
Oh God.
They wanted to legitimately call this team McRiddle.
McRiddle.
Like the sandwich?
Yes.
Yes, but without the G.
They basically want to see if they could get sponsored by McDonald's at this point. Well, here's the thing. I actually think they could have made that work if they actually got a sponsorship with McDonald's, much like how AEW should have gotten that sponsorship with Domino's after the Nick Gage fiasco.
I don't think people want to associate blood with marinara sauce, and as far as loving that anime, I absolutely hate it. Oh my God! What the fuck?
But to think if Matt would have never got released, to think this could have actually became a thing.
I mean, it's not like WWE has an actual tag team division besides Imperium and Alpha Academy at this point. Let's just put it out there.
And now the Street
Randy
Profits.
Orton's rumored to be coming back soon, hopefully.
Yep.
Imagine how awkward that would have been with Riddle, McIntyre, and Orton being like,
Like, where's my bro? Where is he? Oh, he's gone.
And Randy Orton can go back to his ways, just hearing voices in his head and see what comes out of it. But I'm glad to hear Randy Orton actually might have a chance of coming back and finishing out like he wants to do, because he is literally the last of that generation, Fraser, that still goes as hard as he does. No, John Cena's back in play, I guess, for a moment. Randy Orton, John Cena, that's it. That's all you got.
Yeah.
Everyone else is gone. Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Batista, they are all gone. Anyway, but yeah, back to wrestling. I figure him and Adam Page, he is not going to be 100% going against Switchblade Jay White. Talk about verbal counterpunches, though, in that friggin' segment. And now MJF put Tofu over in a chant. Oh, my gosh. And you got more of your swerve. You got more of your Nana dancing on your friggin' Wrestle Dream. I'll tell you that much, kid, especially after that win. Good grief.
Yeah, but my match of the night basically any between Swerve and Hangman, and then of course the obvious main event, and then of course you had Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. That was my match of the night because technical wrestling showed its prowess at full display with the counters, the holds, the submissions. It was all in full display.
I would argue to say that Zack Sabre Jr. was the better technical wrestler in this match. He was more reactive in a technical way to Bryan Danielson's offense and countermeasures, while Bryan Danielson was more instinctive to the point that he relied more on strikes. So to Zack Sabre Jr.'s credit, I don't think nothing sold. I don't think we still know who the best technical wrestler is. It needs to
there's
be
only
back.
one way to sell this. They need to find a way to travel back in time and get prime Kurt Angle ready.
Look, as much as I would love to see Kurt Angle involved in a match with these two, or even ref the match to the fullest degree, it's not going to happen. There's only one way I see this.
In their prime, I wanted Kurt Angle.
No, DeLorean don't exist. I can go
Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, it has to be Wrestle Kingdom.
Because the reason why I said that is since we were on the Adam topic. I remember I think I got this from an article from Sports Illustrated when Adam Copeland did his interview. Yep, Eric knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Adam has stated on the fact that he's never got to wrestle in the Tokyo Dome. He's never got to wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom. He's never got to face Okada before. So I want to experience that. I want to experience facing Okada at the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom. I can't wait to explore that.
How does a spear work against a fucking Rainmaker?
With fire?
I don't even know how to respond to this.
I can't even.
I want to see him face Yoda Tsuji, spear versus spear. I want to see who can spear the other out of their boots.
Oh, the best spear out of both of them. Really?
There's a spear in the middle. Both
No,
men
by the
collide.
way, a new wrestling promotion starting up soon. Yay!
Hey, more opportunity. There you go.
What?
Yeah, Funkasaurus's Cameron is starting. Funkadactyl's Cameron is starting up the group, starting this new promotion.
Funky's on the road.
Yeah, Sonny Kiss is actually booked for the first show, set to start on October 12th.
Yeah, I mean, again, Sonny Kiss highly underrated. So
Yeah. Guess what the promotion's called?
Oh boy, here we go. What's the name of it?
Okay, it's god, it's called Pound Town Wrestling. And suddenly, Bryan Danielson was seen charging across America to land his way into the promotion.
Well, I think I'll stay in Slamtown, despite the fact it's sponsored by QTV. Thank you very much.
I'd rather swerve when I drive and catch a rope top and vibe. Okay.
Go ahead, talk about your boy. Man, go talk about change topic.
This match right here, like, look, if he didn't prove himself to be a main event player already, the match with Hangman did it was because Swerve had that hunger. Swerve's got that drive. He wanted Adam's spot. And but basically you have to, in the main event spot, you have to basically be on your best game. You got to put on a perfect performance, especially against a former AEW Tag Team Champion and a former AEW World Champion. Swerve basically did what he needed to do in Seattle. He got the job done.
He broke his arm and kicked him 2 times in the head in the process before
and got Prince Nana's crown and hit him in the head with it in the process as well.
Oh, yeah.
But that Swerve stomp onto the hardest part of the ring was nasty. But
also, okay, I saw that and I was like, okay, when I heard Swerve was going to fight Bryan and it was going to be for a chance to compete for the title, for a title shot, I was like, you know, I'll be all for Swerve has a run with the international belt. That is the most prestigious.
That almost did happen. I really thought he was going to be the one to take it off of Orange Cassidy when Orange Cassidy was still champ.
Twice. But it didn't happen.
Nope.
Well, I say we should give him the international title before we consider giving him the world title.
Yeah.
So just skip past the TNT title?
Do you really want Christian Cage to lose his 6-month reign?
No, I don't. That is Father of the Year.
He has not been champion for 6 months.
Don't disrespect the Father.
Shut up.
Don't disrespect the Father of the Year.
I am going to shut this down right now.
No. You're right. It's not been 6 months. It's been 4.
No, it hasn't. It's been literally 2 fucking weeks. It's that. He has not been the face of TNT. Luchasaurus was. God.
No, he was still the face of TNT. Louis Christian was still the face of TNT. He held the championship.
But force, he held it hostage.
See right there. Look what Eric's showing. Christian Cage is our TNT champion.
Well, now it's showing that. I guarantee it wasn't showing that before that collision. God, y'all gotta freaking go.
You can't put the disrespect on America's Father of the Year of 2023. You can't do that.
Look, my father's been gone now for like freaking.
Fool! You ousted yourself to Christian Cage.
You ousted yourself.
Oh, God. Damn you, Christian Cage, you fucker. Johnny Allen should have won in Seattle, and Nick Wayne, you disrespectful.
See, I honestly thought he did. But, man, Nick Wayne, I knew Nick Wayne was going to turn because remember when Darby was trying to get Nick Wayne to forgive AR Fox? I knew then and right there, Nick's going to have enough of Darby saying, let's forgive AR Fox this. Let's forgive AR Fox that. And Nick Wayne was like, you want me to forgive him for what he did to me back at my dad's
What was AR Fox anyway, by the way?
I have no idea where he's been ever since he mysteriously pulled out of the All In card. I have no idea where he's been.
He's been promoting AEW's Twitter stuff, so that's there.
Okay, so he's doing Paul White and Jeff Jarrett's job. Also, fuck Karen Jarrett. Anyway, don't get me started on that witch. Anyway, but the bottom line, that disrespectful little twat costing Darby Allin the TNT Championship in his hometown. Fucking after Darby Allin was mentoring him, got him the AEW chance, got him the AEW main event. Yeah, he fell short. What a load of cock. And then freaking.
According to this, he was last seen in Ring of Honor-ish episode 29.
Oh, God, that was freaking ages ago. Damn.
That was ages ago,
9th of September.
But before All In, he was part of that tag match. Well, he was part of the tag where he got kicked out of the Mogul Embassy, which I still hold Tony Khan to a point to where you never should have broke them up that early.
I really don't know what he was doing besides just getting underneath Darby Allin's skin through a swerve or further instigating, to your point, Nick Wayne turning on Darby Allin where it hurt the most in front of Darby Allin's family, friends, hometown, and pulling the action off in front of his very own mother. Well, Mom, are you proud of your son now? God. Ay.
Oh, also bad news. Mark Davis got injured.
Yeah, I did hear.
I think there was a step at one point during this match where I think Mark Davis got injured and the match wasn't able to pick up, because I don't know about you, the sequel did not surpass, I think, their first encounter at Royal Crown. And I think that's
didn't.
FTR retained as well. But again, the nature of the beast, and of course, Sammy Guevara, as we learned, he suffered a concussion. Don Callis beat the Golden Jets and Kota Ibushi.
Which was why that we had Kyle Fletcher on Wednesday replace Sammy Guevara in that tagging up with Konosuke Takeshita.
Statement from the earlier ATW views this year, where I said United Empire as a whole was basically involved with the Don Callis family.
Basically, you're right.
But Don Callis basically just like disowned Kyle Fletcher after that loss on Wednesday. Like just owned him like that.
But again, he wasn't out
of
the
Does that mean he's out of United Empire?
He wasn't the original plan, and at the end of the day, when Ozzy Open fell short for those tag titles, he probably lost all good faith in them. And then he brought in freaking Powerhouse. Did not see that coming.
I didn't either.
I think I know where. And Hangman Page, I think he's going to turn on the Elite soon.
What?
Because they're now playing into the fact that Washington killed him in the crowd.
Well, he did say that Seattle didn't like him.
They did not like him.
They booed the crap out of him.
God, that cowboy got booed out the damn city.
I've never heard that much boo for Hangman in like ever.
I think he got more cheered in Chicago, which is saying.
Yeah, he got more cheered in Chicago with the Elite than he did right here in Seattle.
Well, I mean, your Young Bucks, they seem like somewhat liked, somewhat not liked. Some people are like, oh, look, they won. Their freaking show's going to be in L.A. They could call their shot at any time.
See, and y'all know me.
Dynamite, ...
See, y'all know me, okay? Y'all know me. I have the Young Bucks merch. Y'all know them, the Bucks Sneaker Kingdom, all that, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
But I did not pick them to win. I did not wanted them to win here because I wanted to see
You knew they were going to put that stamp on them. You knew they would.
Exactly. And I was like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing FTR Young Bucks 4? Why are we doing this? Why? We've already seen the first 3, and the first 3 were good. So what's going to change of the 4th one? I better see some change on the 4th one. Like something out of the norm. If you're going to do a 4th one, most likely in LA in the Forum.
Yeah, that's reported. That's been planned for a while. Apparently, they're going to have them at Full Gear.
But they couldn't do Aussie Open versus Orange Cassidy or Hook. They couldn't do.
See, that's who I picked was Orange Cassidy, because I want to see someone new enter to the tag team scene and contend for a AEW World Tag Team Championship shot.
I mean, if you really wanted to, you could have run back because they are 1-1. You could have did FTR versus the Guns, and with the whole political.
I would have been okay with that too.
again, people are always going to put that stamp that they can book themselves to win this situation. Now they're going to put that on them more than ever, King.
Look, and I'll just keep bringing this up. It was confirmed they haven't had that kind of power since 2020.
But people are still going to put that EVP next to their name.
Yeah, but
in which they have put people over, which, you know, let's not get that wrong. They have put people over, but it's just like this instance here. It's like, why? You couldn't give that spot to Orange Cassidy and Hook?
I mean,
well, I don't even think they're still teaming. Like, if they wanted to, they could have brought back Dan Hamilton and Hook.
So Dan is still out injured, I think.
And they're just showing vignettes, and they were showing vignettes of him on Rampage, you know, earlier tonight.
Not him, but on the TV screen, retro TV with HBO Max. I think we know the future of AEW pay-per-views. Just saying.
Yep, Max on Bleacher Report Sports is what I seen on the tab on HBO on Max. Is going to be Bleacher Report Sports. That's where AEW is going to be at from now on. And I have a feeling that Andrew Zarian was correct if he feels saying that he feels confident that Max will be starting in 2024 for AEW, starting with his December pay-per-view this year.
Do you think they're going to go? Do you think they're going to go to the monthly pay-per-view model, or maybe stick it out at 8 or to 9?
Well,
with this December pay-per-view, remember we talked about how many pay-per-views AEW has had. They went from 4 to freaking 5. They went here, I think, to 7. If this December preview happens, that will bring them up, I believe, to 8 or 9.
And that's what Warner Brother Discovery wants to do. They want to go that, you know, January pay-per-view, February pay-per-view, you know, monthly pay-per-view like that. But Tony wants to negotiate and to do 6 to 8 pay-per-views on HBO Max.
And Tony said, "Look, I'll be open to doing 12 pay-per-views a year if I'm on Max."
Right.
That's the caveat. Well,
so,
if nothing else, hopefully, like I said, if nothing else, hopefully it means cheaper pay-per-view prices for us fans, because I still cannot believe this year I have spent in AEW alone 50,
I have to
150, 200, 250, 300 at full gear, $350 in AEW pay-per-views.
Same. But with Max, we don't have to pay pay-per-view prices. All we got to do is just most likely pay the subscription of Max for $9.99 a month.
I mean,
actually, there was an update on that. There's rumors going around that Warner Bros. Discovery were like, okay, so we got the sports tier.
Yep.
Add an extra $10. Add an extra $10.
I knew it.
Well, 20 is still less than 50. You don't.
Need to I'd rather take that than at 50 over on Bleacher Report its own self.
I got the women's wrestling, and I got update on
more women's wrestling.
They love women's wrestling.
CMLL. They have announced the return of Tessa Blanchard.
Oh dear goodness.
Well, considering who her husband is, I'm kind of not surprised. But I think her husband's more wrestling out pro wrestling Noah. But
ain't that the same CMLL that is promoting Alberto El Patron and
has
Marty
a deal with
Scurll
AEW and New Japan to run co-hosting events.
Oh jeez.
I feel like a lot's going to change next year with Tetsuya Naito, and I don't know if Naito's going to get his moment while he's carrying the contract in the cheapest tote bag I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Tranquilo.
Oh, God. Imagine if Naito showed up on AEW with the tote bag and Orange Cassidy was still the international champion.
Oh, the battle of bags.
Why are you putting this in my brain? Why do I want to see Tetsuya Naito versus Orange Cassidy now? Why are you putting this in my brain? Oh, God. The Tetsuya Naito Tranquilo. Again, it's 2024 going to be his last year. Is he going to finally achieve his Destino, or is it the last chance to achieve the Destino? I'm just saying.
He already had his moment defeating Okada with the Intercontinental belt. Then Kenta came and wrecked it.
Which I heard they're bringing that back. Really?
I mean, can you blame them? They kind of need it, you know?
Yeah, I do miss that one.
The hybrid child of the neck tattoo and the Divas title.
Oh Jesus!
Let's not bring up that comparison again. I try my best to forget that comparison.
I just missed the white strap of that IWGP Intercontinental
Championship. It is
the
only belt in the history of wrestling to show a white strap in the brass form, not named the Classic Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, by the way, y'all excited for Royal Quest?
Yeah, absolutely. We
Yes.
got Shigeru Takagi, Tomohiro Ishii. We got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Will Ospreay, which I find very interesting considering Zack Sabre Jr. is coming off a loss to Bryan Danielson, even if it wasn't via technique. He's also the undefeated NWA World Heavyweight Champion since January 4th, going towards a 20 defense streak. And Will Ospreay, he's been on another level, been virtually unstoppable, but there also are former rivals over the British Heavyweight Championship. And Will Ospreay took that off of Zack Sabre Jr. Could they actually call a unique swerve, and could Zack Sabre Jr. actually win this?
Ooh.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Maybe, possibly.
It's a stretch, but still. They got Trent Seven, unbelievable. Mustache Mountain. You got.
I'm here to ruin all your hype and joy.
Why?
New Japan came out and said, "Okay, everyone, we have announced something glorious. Y'all excited for Royal Quest? Yeah! Y'all hyped for our big matches? Yeah! We're not arrogant on New Japan World.
Here we go again.
I already knew that. Repro on demand. You have to describe the Repro.
Oh,
It's for more than one wrestling subscription, which is already not enough.
But
right.
But again, the industry is learning that. We talk about the mind all the time. The way of the future is subscribers. So if you can find a way to make people subscribe to this service, off this service, boom, more money in the pocket.
So you're gonna have to wait. So you don't want to subscribe to Rev Pros Network, then you gotta have to wait probably a month.
Eh.
Yeah, it's worth the
Will
wait.
Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. battle it out.
I have my ways, young Padawan, as I know the Internet Archive puts up.
Yes, we know.
We know.
Why did I just turn to Zorax for a moment ago? Anyway.
So Tammy Snitch, aka Sunny, yeah, she's gonna probably face 26 years.
She's her own worst enemy. I pray to God she finds a sort of resolution.
She's a menace to society.
Oh, but here's the thing. No one's advocating for her removal from the Hall of Fame, but Ed should definitely go.
Look, people
are the WWE.
People are foolish. I'll tell you who's not foolish though. Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata, where Tony Khan's like, please don't leave. You're my favorite. Can you guys imagine?
You want to know what I was thinking?
What?
Okay, so with all the talk about how Shibata is ready to make the commitment, I was like, oh gosh, this is going to end with Tony Khan getting on his knees and giving him a contract saying, will you be all elite for me?
Oh, I could see people.
I can already see that pictured in my head, but imagine Shibata being like full-time. Like he's already full-time with Ring of Honor as it is, as it's Ring of Honor Pure Champion, which I believe he is the most unstoppable and dominant Ring of Honor Pure Champion in history. And if he does make that commitment with AEW with that, and along with that as well, it's game over.
I mean,
really?
AEW's got two of the youngest athletes right now, hottest of the independent scene. Nick Wayne and Billy Starks, both
the youngest two people ever to ever compete on a pay-per-view. Keep that in mind.
Congrats to both of them. Again, it is a weird time right now to be a fan, but there's never been a greater time of possibility to be a fan. People can get their head out of their asses or Nia Jax's hole. Anyway,
oh, Jesus.
Hey, we're talking about WWE, right? We're bring that shit back. Why not? Oh God.
Also, if you haven't heard, Malachi Black has a torn calf.
Yep, I seen it on his Instagram live.
Yeah, and
that's
you were
why
talking about his
different direction.
Yeah, yeah, but like people were going in and say, but AEW trial list, I know it's shocking, but they exist. We're saying, oh, he clearly is unhappy. Just go already. Ask for your release. And I was like, did you?
And this is the second time that Malachi had to explain himself. The second time.
He owes no explanation to nobody unless he's willing to share it with those type of people. At the expense of prize mentality. Shut the fucking device off and have a private inner circle of people that reach out to you because they care about you. Don't react to every damn brain dead, dumbfounded, stupid internet where stupidity breeds toxicity, apparently. Well, honestly,
also, Miro according to FIFA Select, remember how we got Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs at All In out of nowhere instead of All
Meet forever.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah. Anyways, so remember how we got Miro at All In?
Yes.
Well, they were not supposed. He and Powerhouse Hobbs were not supposed to do a segment for the show.
At All In?
Nope. You want to know what happened? FIFA Select had to report this. Miro basically went ahead and walked up to Tony Khan, looked him square in the eye, and basically did this. Please, I want to be on the show.
I mean, it is Wembley Stadium.
It is. It's the biggest pro wrestling event.
Again.
It was described as being passionately pleading for it.
Well, at the end of the day, if you are willing to do that because you want to offer more to this company, then I think that the booker should have a responsibility to fulfill that, because at the end of the day, you're doing what's better for the business. What a crazy concept. But yeah. Again, the Wrestle Dream hit differently. Well, look at all pay-per-views this year, and I know we still have Full Gear and December 1, probably winter is coming. This probably was my favorite pay-per-view, I think, this year by AEW.
Which is saying a lot, considering we all thought All In would be it, but then the controversy happened, and we were all...
I ignore the controversy. I just look at the show itself. But that being said, I would say that this is probably the most stable media scrum Tony Khan's ever had.
Yeah,
Wrestle Dream was a tribute to Inoki, and the Inokiism showed itself once, especially with Josh Barnett and Claudio Castagnoli, and Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata. Which, but for the record, Josh Barnett and Claudio Castagnoli should have been on the main card because, like, don't get me wrong about Ricky Starks and Wheeler Yuta. They did put on a great match, but the crowd was so dead.
You gotta consider that match was also falling as well. Just saying.
Yeah, that crowd was dead.
Also, how is John Moxley's commentary? Oh, how he brings
light him up. Light him up.
There's certain things you're not supposed to say from a commentary chair. Speaking from amateur's perspective.
In fact, someone even said, "I will gladly pay for his tip jar if he stays."
Oh God! I haven't commented on Tony's status. Said, hey, if Mox ain't cleared yet, have him more commentary more often.
Definitely add more life to the commentary booth.
Because the way he described everything, the way he was analyzing, well, before all the, hyperism and stuff, the way you could just tell from Moxley, he talks about it. He breathes about it. He lives wrestling 24/7.
He is a professional wrestler. Damn it.
Also, when John Moxley was exhausted talking about Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson's match, I was half expecting him to think, was it good for you as it was for me?
I just laid back and simply said, holy shit. And I agree because I said that.
Especially when Nigel was like, yes, I want this. When Zack Sabre Jr. was about to tap out Bryan Danielson. Yes, make him tap. I want this.
To John Moxley, the counterpoint. I'm on the edge of my seat like Bryan Danielson. He's going to fucking tap out again. He won via a strike. That's not technical wrestling. This is not over with those two.
Yeah. Also, Moxley said he's vegan, but I think he eat a person. And when I heard this, I just made a joke with TMZ saying, "Brian, would you actually eat a person?" And we just do the Bryan Danielson gif where,
of course.
And guess what? Someone actually responded back to me about this.
What?
Uh-oh.
They said, let's ask Bree.
She's the boss, so she wants to come back. She can. I mean, Bree.
No. When I wrote the words TMZ, Brian, would you actually eat a person? And someone said, "Oh, ask his wife."
But she's the boss, and I'm just retorting. She's the boss.
Oh, by the way, Bree has come out and said, "I want to come back and wrestle when my daughter's old enough to remember it."
And Bryan Danielson's on his final odyssey because his daughter's turning 7, and next year he will be done full time.
Full time, which I hope he still does it part time.
There's another wrestler planning to think maybe it's time to finally head to the sunset and buy the farm.
Then buy the farm.
Oh,
and guess who it is?
Brock Lesnar.
No, Brock Lesnar will probably tell you all to go after yourselves.
That's fair.
And probably will make some more steak seasoning.
You see, This year, he's turning 49. Next year, he'll be 50. And he said, you know what? When I get 50, I'm probably going to stop. 619.
Rey Mysterio. Oh, God, he's doing so much to this industry. I mean, I can't blame the guy, honestly. Against Santos Escobar, Dragon Lee, usually Rey's in good hands. But again, this whole WO thing, I'm not sure how I feel about it at this point. I really am not sure. Again, potential, yes. The now, meh. But of course, the now right now is rated R. Again, we briefly talked about Adam Copeland. How major is for a WWE superstar veteran to go to AEW at this day and age in this company? When you thought Adam Copeland was going to retire, now he's got a resurgence in his career, a whole new chapter, freedom, a whole new roster to play with, whole new possibilities that he could condone with. And then the end game has to be him and Christian Cage. And again, Christian Cage, I saw the suddenness. He just stopped that dumb grimace and it looked like he was going to cry. And then the go fuck yourself. And I'm just like yeah, this is long.
What? Okay, so I mentioned how Christian Cage would probably mention how Edge's dad's never been in his life.
Yeah.
What if Christian goes a step further and says, Adam, you don't need to worry anymore. I've done the greatest thing that only a brother can give. I got you a new dad.
He wouldn't do that.
This is Christian Cage we're talking about here.
Well, he does work everyone. So, again, we'll see how Luchasaurus works against Adam Copeland next week.
The psychopath went ahead and said he got married. And I was like, yay, I wonder how she regrets everything in life now already. But I guess who did attend to their wedding?
I mean, hey, you know, it's a commitment. It's a choice. It's
well, guess who didn't want to commit to being continuously in the family? His daughter.
Oh, Brooke.
Yeah, she more or less said, yeah, I am not going there. You see, I did not intend. I decided it's better to shut it all down here. As we all experience this with our own families, the dynamics of our family unit continuously change over this year, yada, yada, yada. Basically, it comes down to I'm distancing myself from my family. And I was like, Hogan got booed in Florida, of all places. I would distance myself from him, too.
At the end of the day, when you're connected to a wrestler, you always will be under that scrutiny and that microscope. So, just saying. Dadgum. But that being said, I guess that's a timeless thought. But I guess there's only one thing left to say before we close this out. King, portrait of a star, star illustrious. Now it's timeless. What's Act 3?
Act 3, I guess we'll figure that out. On Collision, won't we?
Well, I mean,
you got Kiera Hogan, and Kiera Hogan is the hottest flame. Well, but that flame gonna be put out because it's timeless.
And I guess that's on period. And with that, I'm gonna put a period on this
random. Before that, I just wanted to mention.
Go ahead.
What do you think is gonna happen if Mercedes Moné shows up in AEW officially? We all know. We already assume, it's going to be her and Saraya and probably Mercedes Moné taking the title off of her. But it's like, what if they go with Kiera Hogan, considering all the history between the two?
Yeah,
I imagine there has to be a confrontation at some point. Again, the thing about AEW's women's division, I don't know necessarily what direction they want to do or try to do. There's a reason why I'm still pissed off they haven't booked Serena Deeb and who knows how damn long.
Oh, yeah, there was actually an update on her.
Oh, what?
Oh,
yeah, there was actually an update on her back in September.
What?
What was it?
Iowa Select reported that Serena Deeb had a serious disagreement with management about how she was booked on AEW TV. In particular, took issue how long her matches were. The issues entered the area of disrespect, and Deeb accused Tony Khan and AEW management of cutting time for her matches without informing her until she arrived in the ring. AEW side claimed they showed Deeb her matches weren't being cut from what they originally allowed. Deeb's complaints ultimately led her having heat, according to several members of the roster and others within the company. Producers and coaches often don't relay match times to talent until they have been finalized, but the idea will stop from being upset from when the cuts are made. Those close to Deeb have not heard not heard about her having any heat with the promotion. Deeb has instead told people she's been dealing with a serious injury and is working to get clear. Sources within told Fightful in the summer that Serena Deeb wasn't injured. So we're basically getting a he said, she said BS.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, we are.
I'm just going to leave that be until I hear from the horse's mouth themselves, because Cena's believing at the last thing I'm going to do is speculate on the inaccurate nature 9 out of 10 of the so-called journalistic integrity. Cena's believing.
And also Mandy Rose is saying she wants to come back to wrestle.
Oh, wow. Why? She's making millions or what she's doing now.
Actually, if I recall hearing, didn't she
got bored with
her account?
Maybe she got bored with it. Who knows?
Yeah, I kept hearing she shut down her account on that site.
Damn.
So instead,
wow.
Yeah, apparently I kept hearing other rumors she went to go ahead and go to OnlyFans or something.
She did. That rumor is true.
Okay, then let's see.
That's
apparently she's made millions from that.
That don't surprise me.
In fact, she said that she earns far more than when she was paid in the company. So please know this was when she was during the champion thing.
NXT doesn't pay you jack shit.
No, they don't.
Even when you were the top women's champion. But guess what Mandy Rose has decided to do?
And we'll end with this answer. What is it, Eric?
What do you think what do you think a wrestler does when they have nothing better to do with their time?
Start a podcast?
Yes. Like it seems like Matt Riddle's going to start one saying Riddle OG, and I'm like, oh god, the podcast is starting up like weeds again.
And it probably be sponsored by cannabis or his own strain. God help us.
Oh, also, I'm just going to say this. Do not go to Matt Riddle's Twitter page because someone revealed that he had changed his profile picture.
I don't go on Twitter. Remember, you're talking to somebody that protects the mentality. I'm only on Twitter to say hello and click.
Your eyes should be protected. I saw it and I was like,
I didn't see it, and I didn't see it. I'm glad I didn't see it. So that's that.
All right, well, good man. In other news,
he's just showing off.
Well, in other news, of course, we know we got Ryo Goku, New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll find out who the fifth guy is in just 5 guys. We got Impact Wrestling's Motion Machine Guns and Josh Alexander confronting Ishii, Okada, and Tanahashi for the 6-man weight championships. We got Sonata and Evo finally selling the stupid-ass beef for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and much more. And we'll see where Kazuya Nakajima goes from Pro Wrestling Noah, whether he goes to New Japan, All Japan, or AEW, or some other company that I don't know of. As we wonder if anyone could take the GHC title from Jake Lee. Stardom continues their way towards their Goddess of Stardom Tag Team tournament. And I'm sure we'll keep building this saga of Julia and Suzuki coming together, maybe becoming part of Donna del Mundo 1-on-1. And, of course, this upcoming October, we have Bound for Glory, which once again will reset the landscape of Impact Wrestling, being their biggest pay-per-view of the year, and so much more to come, too. But that being said, I think we've covered a lot of fun talk, and I can't believe it's only been literally 8 days, and we already went nearly 2 hours. What the fuck is wrong with us? But I think we've had a lot of fun talk, and I think it's been a good conversation as always. We'll definitely reconvene towards Full Gear and afterwards too, but I think for now, we'll take it easy this month of Weird and bid everybody a fine adieu. Thank you all for tuning in once again to another unscripted, unrestricted, and this is not AEW unrestricted, but this is unscripted, unrestricted, authentic, passionate, open-minded, friendly conversation among friends, amongst the family of ATW. So until next time, make a positive impact in life and have a good night. For we are ATW. Have a good night, folks, and thank you for tuning in. Gum, you all the freaking crazy yahoos.
Yeah, Ali.
I swear, finish.
God damn it.